Viewers, I come your way again. This is Collins Funebwakodia from OBI TTC. Yes, we've been doing some introduction to quantity surveying and we got to know who a quantity surveyor is and their purpose, their benefits, and why we should go in for quantity surveying in our construction projects. We had some episode that we looked at from episode 1 where we got to know who a quantity surveyor is. We ran through to episode 2. We studied the purpose of a quantity surveyor. We did some basic measurements on quantities. Yes. Today we are coming your way with a third episode. Please, I don't want you to forget to subscribe to our channel, like our page, and share. Okay, I'll be very glad to hear from you, get your comments, that any information that you need from me in order to enhance your knowledge on quantity surveying, I'll be there to provide it for you. So today on our episode 3, we are looking at what? Measurement and estimation. So if you look at right here, we have measurement and estimation. So we are going to look at the meaning of what? Measurement. And we're also going to look at the meaning of what? Estimation. So basically when we talk about measurement, we are talking about what? The calculation of what? Quantities of what? Materials, labor, and plant. With regards to what? Construction projects. So we are looking at the critical or the actual calculation of what? Quantities. So for instance, we want to know the quantity of blocks that is required in order to do a block work of a particular area. We need to pick dimensions from drawing or some specifications, and we base on that or use those information to build out what the quantity of the block work. So this is an actual measurement or an actual calculation that is made in order to derive what the quantity of blocks that is needed. When we look at labor too as well, in meaning of measurements too as well, we need to know the gang force that will be able to lay a particular quantity of blocks. So for instance, on our Ghanaian dialect, on our Ghanaian culture, we say that a mason and a laborer should be able to lay 100 blocks in a day, which is for what? 2 bags of cement for either a 5 inches block or a 6 inches block. Okay, fine. That is the day work for it. So now I'll be able to derive the gang suitable to do a particular volume of work. So we know that we are using a laborer and a mason in order to do what? To lay a quantity of 100 bricks or 100 blocks for 2 bags of cement if you are talking about 5 inches. That is it. So we're able to quantify or calculate to know the gang that is required to do the work. The same as the plants required to. Anytime we are executing a contract or a construction project, we look at the basic plants, equipment, and tools that is needed for the job. We don't just go in and pick any plant. Based on the work that you do, you look at the plant that is suitable for the work base in order to complete it. So we go out to quantify or to calculate and know the number of plants, the number of tools, the number of equipment that is required to execute the job completely. So basically when we are talking about meaning of measurement, that is where we talk about the actual calculation of what? A quantity of material, plants, and labor from what? A working drawing or a specification. Now we go on looking at our meaning of what? Estimation. So when we are looking at estimation, we are looking at what? The technical prediction. So we said it's a technical prediction of what? The quantity of what? Materials, labor, and plant that is required for what? A construction project. So this is not the same as measurement. This is a prediction. So it can be +1 or -1, but it should be a technical form, someone who has a deep or a vast understanding about construction who is able to predict close to what? Measurement or calculation. So that is the technical prediction of what? The quantity of material, labor, and plant that is required for what? A construction project to be executed. Okay, so now we've got to know the meaning of what? Measurement. We've got to know the meaning of what? Estimation. Now we go down to also look at what? The purpose of measurement and estimation. Why is it so important for us to what? Know measurement and estimation in construction projects? One, we look over here, we said to ascertain the quantity of material, plant, and labor for the proposed work. So based on the measurement, you realize that they said that is what? Is the calculation of the quantity. So when we are to ascertain the quantity, that means we are to measure and know the quantity of material, the quantity of labor or the gang of labor or the plant that we need to execute the project. So you know that in a particular project, I need 10,000 blocks to finish the house. I need 50,000 blocks to finish it, to finish the house. I need 5 tons of cement to finish it. So based on this measurement or based on this estimation, we are able to derive the basic quantity of what materials that is required to do the project. That is what ascertaining what the quantity of it. Now we go on looking at to help in what cash planning and cash flow forecasting by the client. When you talk about planning, before a construction project will be executed, a quantity surveyor will come in, look at the drawing, and quantify and know the total cost of or the total budget of the project. The total cost of it, the money that is needed to complete the project for the client to live in it. So if now the quantity surveyor has been able to derive that budget for the project, now it's the client's duty to plan the cash for the project, how to get the money to execute the project, whether it's going to go for an investor to invest in it for them to build the project successfully, or to save money or to go for a mortgage facility in order to build the project successfully. Then when we come to the cash flow forecasting, as the project is going on, we release funds gradually to govern the project and also make the project successfully. And so we have to forecast our cash in terms of what payment terms. Maybe we are having the first mobilization, we're having a second mobilization, we're having a third mobilization, we're having a fourth mobilization. So we mobilize that, okay, for this first stage, that's the first mobilization, this cash or this budget will be able to use to execute the work to this percentage before another cash is being released. But before then the client will be able to gather another funds for the next stage of it. So there should be a cash flow forecasting in which the QS or the quantity surveyor will prepare for the client should be able to plan and make funds available to execute the project. When these things are not done, you realize that on the ongoing of the project, the project will start, and up to a point the project will be stopped, and the project will be left or abandoned for some time before we come on, because there was no proper cash planning and cash flow forecasting that is being done by the QS to the clients, or as the QS being the consultant to the client. So it makes the client lose cash as on the way or in the process of executing the project. And if proper estimation and measurements are also not done, the client will not be able to know the whole sum of money required to execute the project. So the client is not able to plan the cash. So we just maybe give a prediction that, okay, the cost of the project will be 1 million Ghana cedi. But because proper measurement and estimation wasn't taking place, maybe the project might be more than 1 million Ghana cedis. So you realize that on the process of constructing the project will get to a point and there will be a cash down, that the client will be out of cash, but the project is not complete. It's not completed because there wasn't any proper measurement and estimation done. So there will be a shortage on the way. So this measurement and estimation has to be done well enough for the client to prepare well in terms of the cash planning, and also in terms of the cash flow forecasting during the process of constructing the project. Now we look at this to help in cost control during project execution. It is very important. There's a lot of things that goes into project execution. We have material, we have labor, we have plant, equipment, and tools, and all those things. So we have to control our cost in terms of materials. We have to know the right material that is needed for the job, the ones that are not needed at the time, so that we purchase them according to as we need them on site, so that we don't purchase materials there and at the end of it will get damaged or something, and at the end of it we are going to lose cash during the project execution, or we are not able to control the cash of it. And also when it comes to the labor, sometimes we are not able to plan the gang well. So we realize that for a small volume of work, we take a lot of people to do that work. When you do that, it means that you are giving the client more cost to bear. You are not able to control the cost during the project. So you are supposed to know the quantum of work to be done, then the required gang or labor that is needed, and the required tool or equipment that is needed to do it. Not that you bring a concrete mixer on the site where you know that you are doing about 20 square meter of block work, and the concrete mixer will be on site, will not be in use. The masons and the laborers will mix the mortar by themselves, and you are paying for the concrete mixer whilst it's not being used. When you do that, you are bearing cost towards the client. So you have to control and know that, okay, this is the time that I'm doing this volume of concrete, so I need this concrete mixer. I need a premix. I need a silo on my side to produce enough or large volume of concrete for me, so that I'll be able to control what costs. There are more to it, but I don't want to exhaust everything here. In our next episode, we are going to talk more about what's the purpose of measurement and estimation. Please, I want you to subscribe to the channel, share, like them, and I'll see you next time again. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.